Hey guys, we'll just start the session in another 2-3 minutes. Let's wait for 2-3 minutes, and then we will 3 minutes to be precise, and then we start with the session. All right. Yes, Vinay. Vinay, you wanted to ask something?
No, nothing. That was just by mistake.
Your voice is very low, Vinay.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay, I thought you wanted to ask something.
No, nothing.
No worries, no worries. All right. Okay, I think we can start off with the session for the day. So we are going to talk about US-CMA. Okay. Let me just begin with my introduction. So my name is Prasad Kulkarni. I am a chartered accountant and a CPA, and I've been in the industry for last 17, 18 years now, and associated with EduPristine for last 7 years now, conducting sessions or as a visiting faculty for CPA and CMA. So I have worked across the globe, almost in all continents: US, Europe, Middle East, and India, in multiple roles in core finance, technology, strategy, mergers and acquisitions, MIS, taxation, global taxation. And I have seen the field of finance evolve over last uh, 10, 15 years since the uh, Y2K, since year 2000 to be precise. There has been a sea change in the way in which finance profession is evolving. The demand for quality finance professions professionals is on the rise, and the rise is uh, pretty amplified. The rise in the demand for quality finance professionals is exponential in nature, and this is not only true for India, but it can be seen in various developing nations, developing countries. In the Middle East, the rise for CMAs is tremendous. In African continent also, right from South Africa, Uganda, Libya, all those countries over there, Kenya and all. The increase in the demand for CMAs is astronomical. Again, it is one of the finest finance professions, uh, being subject matters in core uh, business management, business finance, applications of business finance. I think CMAs are uh, getting a lot of traction, getting a lot of uh, respect for the quality of work that they do, and for the body knowledge that they carry with themselves. CMA as a profession, I think in India also it is gaining a lot of traction. Many companies are looking for finance professional, especially most of the US based companies are keen to hire US-CMAs, okay, because of their knowledge about the US regulation in general, and also the way in which those organizations work. I think the demand for CMAs is also increasing in India. So let us just quickly begin with the session. Uh, okay, talk about the CM introduction to CMA. Okay, it was founded as a non-profit in 1919 in the US and has grown into a global organization. And it's truly a global organization. Uh, it has over 125,000 members in more than 150 countries. So that gives you a good insight about the kind of reach that this profession has across the globe. Okay, so 125 members is a massive number. In fact, that number would be more now as we speak. 150 countries, that is almost all the countries across the globe. It has 10 global offices, 300 IMA chapters, okay, which is uh, the final touch point for US-CMAs, from where they can get more information, understand the importance of CMAs, seek help, recruitment. There are so many things that IMA chapters actually does. Okay, there are 300 IMA chapters, professionals and students, both. And there are 150 CMA review course providers globally, which gives you the magnitude of this profession, of this course. So many people are jumping into that bandwagon of providing or inculcating, uh, taking the CMA courses across the globe. We'll talk about those also. The network provider, 20 plus university and college program. Now it has become an integrated course. Many colleges are offering, along with the normal BCom, MCom courses, they are also taking or participating or helping students to take or acquire this course along with their BCom courses. There are quite a few similarities or similar subjects for BCom, MCom, and CMA. So by the time a student becomes a graduate or gets his post graduation, he also becomes a CMA. So that time after the graduation to do CMA is also saved a lot. Okay, for those students who are taking the integrated programs in various colleges across India. There are 3 platinum approved providers, 40 plus active partners and course projects, just for knowledge. And there is a lot of corporate engagement. Many corporates are seeking quality CMAs. Okay, they are seeking quality CMAs for to be recruited in their organizations to lead or in leadership roles also. Okay, there are about 34% professionals and 66% students right now who are actively seeking. So the number of professionals also going for a CMA course is also going up, for the simple reason, I think this course is an accelerator. I call this an accelerator with a lot of control, not just mere acceleration of your career, but also taking or providing you with a great control over your careers. Okay, you will be moving from, after becoming a CMA, you will move from orbit A to orbit B, and the impetus that is required for moving from one orbit to another orbit is provided by the CMA course. This course truly is a game changer, uh, maybe life changer also in many cases, but certainly will help you in accelerating your career, corporate career, much faster. Okay, CMA that work, there are different roles, right from the CEO to business analyst, right from the base level. Okay, base level is again, the base might be over here for normal graduates. CMAs will start their career up 2 3 levels above the base level. From that level, manager or assistant manager or senior manager, from that level onwards to the CEO, I think the path is pretty well carved out for CMAs. Okay, for those who are aspiring to take their careers to a new level, I think CMA would be the best bet. Okay, you can fit into multiple roles across in the ecosystem of the organizational finance function, not just finance. I think the now everything is interrelated. the kind of acumen that a CMA would generally have, he will understand business much better than anybody else in the organization. And that's why CMAs are called upon by the senior leaders in the organization to take or to help or to augment their decision making process. The sheer ability of a CMA to understand numbers with great clarity, I think, makes them the most sought after in the organization. Their ability to manage humongous amount of data with ease is also one of the reasons why CMAs are in great demand. Okay, their ability to understand the implications of any changes on the financials of the organization is greatly respected. Okay, so right from the CEO, and that's why the climb in the corporate hierarchy is far more faster for CMAs than other professionals. Okay, so CEO, CFO, finance controller, most of the CMAs after with 3-4 years of experience can climb up right directly up to the level of finance controller. I have seen with 4-5 years of experience, CMAs become finance controllers in various organizations. I mean, that's a very respected position, right? They can be directors in various organizations. They are great financial analysts, finance manager. I mean, who better would understand the importance of finance? I think their role to manage the finances very well, I think, is greatly admired in the organization. Budget analysis, I mean, they are masters of budgeting. Okay, they can see into the future, they can see all the numbers in the future, they can understand the implications of changes that might happen because of multiple reasons. Okay, maybe the effect of inflation, might be the effect of changes in demand and supply. They understand economics very well, and that's why they become very good budget managers also. A cost accountant, that's their core subject. They are good at analyzing, uh, doing pricing analysis, doing marginal costing, standard costing, setting up systems, so on and so forth. I think that's their forte, and they can very easily fit into that role. That's being their core subject. Treasurer, who will understand? I mean, who better will understand the value of money and how to make money work for organizations and grow the organizations. I think they can be very good treasurers, um, business analyst, and there are, I think, a CMA will carve out a role for himself wherever he goes. Okay, if there are no roles which are exactly matching the kind of skill set, organizations will definitely create roles to fit a CMA. Okay, and there are multiple roles, mind you, right from technology to finance and everything in between. Okay, right from operations, right from marketing, right from management, right from costing. I mean, there are so many roles. Mergers and acquisitions is one of the biggest thing that is happening around the globe. The CMA is one of the best suited for those kind of roles, to do mergers, acquisitions, to understand the value of that merger, to do the business valuation of that being a company being acquired. I mean, so many things that keep happening. Understanding the taxation implications. Okay, country laws, country regulations, compliances in various countries. Okay, all of these roles, the CMA can be best suited. Steps to becoming a CMA. There are two papers that a CMA generally have to go through, part 1 and part 2. We'll talk about what those are. You need to have a bachelor's degree from an accredited college or university in any major. You could be a science graduate, you could be a commerce graduate, but you need to have a bachelor's degree. And you need to have 2 years of relevant work experience. The work experience can be gathered later also after you clear the exam, but only to be an active member of IMA, you need to have 2 years of relevant work experience. Okay. Exam is administered at hundreds of computer testing facilities worldwide. Typically in Prometric, we have a center in Bombay also, where students can go and appear for the exams. There are 3 testing windows offered each year. So 6 months are blank period, that is 6 months no exams are conducted, and the other 6 months the exams are conducted. January, February, May and June, September and October. These are the periods when the exams are conducted. So you need to schedule your examination date and window in advance. Typically 1 or 2 months in advance, you have to book a slot at a Prometric center and go and appear for the exam at, on that day. Candidates schedule exams at their own pace. So there it is not necessary that you should take part 1 first or part 2 first. You can take any part, whichever you are comfortable in, and clear the exam as early as possible. So any part you can take at any point of time. No, there is no such uh, rule to take part one first and then part two. You can take part two first and then part one, whatever is suitable to you. On average, candidates complete the program within 12 to 18 months. So I firmly believe, okay, it's my personal opinion, that if you are going to do this course to accelerate your career, you need to accelerate your studies and finish the course within 12 months. I have seen many students who have completed the course within 12 months, but typically 18 months is a good amount of time for people who are working professionals or who are married and have other responsibilities also. But again, for them also, they need to sacrifice quite a few other things which are not relevant, and decide the priority for this course in your life. Okay, if you keep the course at the topmost priority, I think you will be able to clear the course within 12 months, 12, 13 months. And that should be your focus also. That's how you should approach the course also. If you and this course requires some sincere commitment also, a seriousness also. This is not a cakewalk course. This is a professional course. So you need to spend and spare some dedicated time for the studies. Daily studies is necessary. Weekend classes are necessary. Okay. Yeah, one day of break means you are going back 4 days of your studies. You are missing out on last 4 days studies. 2 days break, 8 days break. Okay. That's how you should look at this course. Every day study, sincerity, commitment, and consistency are the hallmark, are the key aspects to complete this course. So part one and part two, both the parts you need to complete, and typically 6 months time for each part is good enough. Okay, even you should start preparing for both the parts simultaneously if possible. Students who would like to accelerate their careers, they generally do go appear for both the parts simultaneously and clear also. Okay, so that's how you should also approach the course very quickly. Exam content. Okay, we'll talk about the exam content. Part one: financial planning, performance, and control. Just ignore this. The other slide, we'll talk about it in the other slide actually. So part one: financial planning, performance, and analytics. So the part one consists of external financial reporting decisions. This is the basic. Okay, the basic of accounting, the way in which we started our commerce education. We started with financial statement, debit, credit, and all those things would be something that is assumed that you are aware of. If you are from a non-commerce background, then you need to get up to the mark by understanding what is debit, credits, bank reconciliation, so on and so forth. The basics of finance, basics of accounting, you should be clear. Okay, and then you start. The course will start directly from financial statement, the balance sheet, the profitability statement, and the cash flow statement, how to recognize various items on the balance sheet, how to do the measurement and the valuation of those items, how those items will appear on the balance sheet and the financial statement. So that is the first chapter from where the course will begin. And then after understanding that, you will learn how to do planning, budgeting, and forecasting. What is strategic planning? What are the different forecasting techniques, probabilities, etc. The budgeting methodologies, okay, annual profit plans, and top level planning and analysis. So these are all necessary tools for organizations survival. If a uh, bad plan will create havoc, okay, or it could ruin the entire operations. So that's why a lot of focus is given by organizations on planning, budgeting, and forecasting, and that's why this is one of the most important topics that is included in the syllabus. Then is performance management. Performance vis-a-vis the past, performance vis-a-vis the competition, performance vis-a-vis the budget, performance vis-a-vis the plans, performance vis-a-vis the industry. So you need to make sure that you are evaluating yourself, and how to do that evaluation by understanding the cost, by understanding how to do the variance analysis, that is standard costing, by creating responsibility centers. How do you measure something? So you need to do how to break your operations into multiple layers, okay, by creating responsibility centers or profitability centers or revenue centers or whatever. So creating responsibility centers and reporting segments and performance measures. A lot of ratio analysis also goes into performance management. Okay. Then is cost management, measurement concepts, costing systems, overhead cost, supply chain management, and business process improvement. So cost management for any organization to really do well, operational, good operations, cost efficient operations, they need to understand the different nuances or different layers of cost. How do you measure cost? What are the different baskets that you need to create to measure cost? How do you account for overheads? Your cost structures should be clear. Your standard costing structure should be very clear. So that is all what will be covered in cost management. Measurement concept, costing systems, you will talk about ABC analysis, etc. also. ABC systems or various other systems that would be covered in cost management topic. Then we'll talk about internal control. This is an overarching topic that will be covered in almost all the topics that we will be looking at part one and part two. Internal controls are very important. We'll talk. This is more a theory type of a subject. We'll talk about governance, corporate governance, risk and compliances. What is the relationship between risk and returns? Then we'll talk about what are different systems control and security measures. Maybe physical controls, maybe logical controls, maybe internal controls, maybe audits. All of those things would be. We'll talk about two different methodologies, POSO and COVID. The framework for risk. All of these things will be covered in internal controls. Technology and analytics. Now, this is a new topic that has got included. Again, new in the sense, not very new, but of recent origins. Okay, talk about info because technology is an enabler. If a cost accountant or a CMA does not understand the implications of technology on business, then that may not be appropriate. That's why costing. That's why along with all your costing acumen, you need to have a good hang of technology and the impact of technology on business in general. Okay, so that's why information systems, data governance, lot of migration of roles, lot of migration of systems, processes are happening across the globe. Many US companies are setting up base in India. They're offshoring a lot of their finance roles or their costing roles, etc., or strategic roles or payroll, for example. All of these things are moving from one location to another location, and to understand how that has to be managed, how that migration or how that transformation should happen, technology is the key. Okay, so you need to understand information systems, data governance. We talk about technology enabled finance transformation. So the typical roles that used to happen earlier, the data entry role, for example, have drastically changed. You don't need anything now. The data entry happens automatically, the invoicing happens automatically, the payroll happens automatically. Only there are a few key points that you need to change or update, and everything happens automatically, right from processing of the payroll to getting the pay slips to getting the bank transfers done to getting the accounting entries, and everything is automated now. You need to understand how that transformation is happen and how do you use technology to make that transformation much more seamless, much more efficient, and much more effective. Okay, and it has to be fast, right? And then the data analytics. Data is the new oil, as they say. Data is the new oil. So your understanding, your ability to manage data, your ability to churn data, your ability to do slicing and dicing of data, your ability to draw inferences, your ability to use that inferences to take meaningful decisions is all about data analytics. Data analytics is one of the key aspects of any finance rules nowadays. Okay, you are going to deal with humongous amount of data, and you should be able to make sense of that chaotic data. Okay, you need to make that data provide you with vital information, and for that you need to have good understanding or good grasp on data. Okay, so technology and analytics is a new recent entry into the syllabus. The part 2 is the strategic financial management. Again, we'll talk about a financial statement analysis. Now we are talking about financial statement analysis. Earlier we talked about external financial reporting decision, that is we talked about the statements. Now we are going to deal with the statements and analyze the statements. How are they? What are they? Why are they? Why is this? Why is the debt equity ratio increasing? Why are the turnover ratios deteriorating? What is the implication of DSO? Why are the operating ratios changing or whatever? So we are going to do a lot of ratio analysis. The ratio analysis, we'll talk about different types of statement analysis, vertical and horizontal analysis. We'll talk about different types of ratios. We'll talk about profitability analysis, right from your net profit ratio or gross profit ratio onwards to your price earning ratios, book value ratios. All of these things would be covered in financial statement analysis. This ratios will give you a great insight. Even if you do not have the numbers in front of you, a simple ratio can give a lot of meaningful information from which you can draw some inferences. May not be in totality, for which you might need some more information to draw or to take a judgment call. But ratios are a great provide a great insight into what is really happening into the organization's financials. Then we'll talk about corporate finance. Corporate finance is nothing but the capital structure of the company. How do we raise money? From what are the different sources of raising money? Okay, what is the difference between the capital structure and finance structure of the company? Okay, what is long term versus short term? What is working capital management? What are the different modes of international finance? Okay, what is the relationship between risk and return? We are going to deal with one of the very important tools of risk and return, that is the CAPM model. We'll try to understand how to evaluate the cost of money, how to evaluate the value of money in general. Okay, so that is the CAPM model will give you great insight as to if you have multiple layers or multiple sources of long-term finance, what is your risk that you are taking up? Okay, and what for that level of risk, what is the return that you should anticipate? If low risk, low return, high risk, high return, we are going to try to prove this relationship also. Okay, that high risk is high return and low risk is low return. How do we prove it? Then we'll talk about decision analysis. Decision analysis is nothing but marginal costing. We are going to talk about CVP analysis, cost volume profit analysis. We are going to talk about marginal analysis and pricing decisions. Pricing decisions are by far the most, if I have to give a rate, the most important topics in this part one and part two, there are two topics or three topics that are the most important. Performance management in part one, which is standard costing, extremely important. Second important topic is decision analysis. Very, very important topic. We'll talk about marginal analysis. For every additional unit, what is, should I do it or should I not do it? Should I buy or should I outsource? Should I set up a plant or should I get it from outside? We're going to talk about the dilemmas that an organization generally would face when they have to take decisions about captive or even generally captive investments. Okay, we are going to talk about all of those things. So whether I should sell it at A price or I should sell it at B price if I get a bulk order. Okay, do I have the capacity or I do not have the capacity? What is the impact of my pricing on what is the impact of capacity on my pricing? Okay, all of these aspects would be covered in decision analysis. One of the most important topics, not just from the course point of view, but also from your career point of view, because every day on a daily basis, you are going to take decisions, multiple decisions, which are decisions are always all about dilemmas. If you do not have an option or if you do not have a choice, then there is no question, right? You just take whatever is there on the plate. Okay, but when you have to take decision, that means there are other opportunities or other possibilities that you need to take into consideration. Okay, and that's why decision analysis becomes much more important. Risk management, enterprise risk identification, assessment, and mitigation. As I mentioned earlier, risk is the overarching topic, which will there will be references in each of the topics that we are going to discuss in the course. Okay, right from financial statement analysis to investment decisions, to CVP analysis, to marginal, to standard. All of these areas, risk analysis would be extremely important. This topic typically would be more theoretical in nature, pretty lengthy topic, but you need to have a good understanding about enterprise risk identification. What are the different models of enterprise risk assessment, identification, mitigation? All of these things would be covered in risk management. The third important topic, the third most important topic, standard costing, marginal costing, and the third important topic would be investment decisions. That is the capital budgeting decisions. Should I set up a plant or should I not set? Capital budgeting decisions cannot be turned overnight. Once you take a capital budgeting decision, that is going to be there for a very long period of time. Once you set up a plant, you cannot just change the layout of the plant overnight. It is again going to take a very long period of time to execute, to raise finance, to build a plant, to build a machinery or whatever. It's going to take a time, and it means it's going to have a huge capital outlay. That is, you are going to invest a lot of money in that, because that is Generally, capital investment decisions are 4 years, 5 years. Some companies it will be 10 years, 20 years, 30 years also. For very big captive infrastructure project, for example, the decisions are you set up a plan for next 30 years. Steel companies, you set up a plan for next 15, 20 years. So you have to set a furnace. That the furnace has to last for next 15, 20 years at least, if not more. Okay. So all these decisions are needs a huge capital outlay, and they have to be correct. If you miss out on that decision, okay, that money goes down the drain. That's why you a lot of focus is given on investment decisions. Okay. So capital budgeting process, we are going to talk about different tools. The NPV model, net present value model. We are going to talk about profitability index. We are going to talk about payback period, the discounted payback period, the internal rate of return, so on and so forth. Different aspects we are going to talk. Capital rationing. This I have multiple projects and I have money which is short of putting in all the projects. So I need to decide on which are the projects that I should grab or I should take up. So I need to do the rationing of my money. Project 1, 2, 3, or 6, or 8, or 9, whatever the projects are, you need to wisely allocate your resources into those options. That is nothing but capital rationing. And then one of the most important topics to get an understanding about the profession is professional ethics. Okay, as a representative of the professional body at large. Okay, it is expected that you would be conducting yourself as per the professional standards. You will be conducting yourself as per the standards laid out by the IMA. Okay, your personal life and your professional life, now you need to have some rules. Okay, so what are business ethics? What are the ethical considerations for management accountants and the organization? So this professional ethics is not only for individuals but also for the organizations also. Okay, so these are the two parts that you need to clear from an exam point of view. Part one is nothing but financial performance, financial planning, performance and analytics. Second part is strategic financial management. IMA will provide you with all the support that is necessary for you to reach your goals. There are multiple certifications to enhance your knowledge, to grow in your career. So we are talking about the CMA course right now. There is another course that is provided by IMA, which is called a CSSA, CSCA, Certified in Strategy and Competitive Analysis, which is also a great course for you to ponder over after you complete your CMA. This is like an augmentation of the same body of knowledge that you are going to get by way of CMA. There is continuing education. As professionals, you are supposed to continuously keep yourself learning. You are in the habit of learning. So there are 50 plus free webinars conducted every year. There are 500 plus CPE courses, continuing professional education. CPE is nothing but continuing professional education courses that you need to take up. Okay, to accomplish that. Yes, I have taken efforts to learn and to enhance my knowledge being a professional. Okay, you can't. Knowledge is something that if it's not used, it becomes stale. Knowledge is something that if you do not use, it becomes useless. Knowledge is something that you need to use to augment, to understand, to make sure that it is. Knowledge becomes wisdom only when it is used, right? So knowledge on its own, which have no meaning unless you use it, right? Career resources. There is a career driver. It's a career management tool. There is an ethics center in case if an individual faces dilemma as to whether the decision that he has taken is ethical or not ethical. Then there is a center where you can seek counsel or seek help to take a good decision. There is a leadership academy for those who want to take their careers to a different level. Then there is a leadership academy to hone your skills to become a leader. There are multiple research and publications. The two most important are the Strategic Finance magazine, which is a terrific magazine, and the Management Accountant Quarterly. That is the CMA. Every quarter there is a gold mine of knowledge, gold mine of information that is shared in this, the new things that are happening across the globe from the professional point of view are published in these two magazines. And again, it's a global community. Networking and events happen almost on a daily basis, somewhere or the other. So this course this IMA will provide you with all the tools that is necessary for you to enhance, to grow your career. Okay. Benefits of obtaining a CMA. US-based CMAs, no CPA, earn 28% more in total median compensation than those without both the CMA or CPA certification. So CMA and CPA are almost at par with each other as far as finance is concerned, as far as the profession is concerned. Only the core subjects are different. But CMAs are going to get a lot of good income because of their certification. Globally, CMAs earn 50% more in total median compensation than those without the CMA certification. 50% more is tremendous amount, right? It helps distinguish you from your peers for certain financial accounts. There are carve out jobs. For those jobs, organization will seek only CMA, nobody else. Only CMAs would be sought for particular jobs. A costing job, a pricing job, for example. Only a CMA can fit that job very well. Okay, nobody else. The CMA is a globally recognized certification. So you walk into any country and you tell you are a CMA, I think you will be respected. Many companies will lay out red carpet for good quality CMAs. Again, I don't want to exaggerate this. There are a lot of things that you need to do for yourself. Okay, CMA is not a badge that you are going to carry on your shoulder everywhere you go. But again, it's the body of the knowledge body that you are going to carry with you. Okay, the experience that you are going to have, your ability to use that body of knowledge. Okay, for the benefit of the organizations is what will make you much more um, in demand and much more respected. Okay. Value of CMA again, it's a prestigious, professional, rigorous, empowering, and competent. This is very true. Achieving the CMA credential demonstrates your mastery of financial planning, analysis, control, decision support, and professional ethics. Now you are going to be a subject matter expert. You are going to be a subject matter expert in all of these topics. Now, this is going to empower you. This is going to make or enable you to do some very serious activities. Okay. And that's why this not everybody would have this kind of skills that you would possess. Okay. And that's why this course, being a CMA, I think it's a great prestige. It's a great honor to become a CMA. Okay. You will feel you can take a lot of pride in being a CMA. Okay. It is a thorough professional. The kind of values that a CMA would bring to the table would be extremely important and extremely valued. Okay. Ethics, ability to manage data. Okay. It's a rigorous course. And that's why it will help you. It will be empowering course. You will be able to take some serious roles, management roles. Okay. It will empower you. And that's why, as I said, if the base level is over here for a starting professional, the CMA will start at least 2-3 levels above the base level. Okay, and he will climb the career. He will climb in his corporate career much more faster than in some other professions. Okay, who should get a CMA? I mean, typically professional students, people who aspire to grow, people who want to take their career in their control, people who want to accelerate their career, students who want to make themselves uh, people who want to stand out of the long queues. Imagine the number of commerce graduates that are coming out of colleges every year. It's a humongous number. How do I mean? Typically, I remember when I was in my corporate life, I used to interview a lot of students, a lot of candidates, and on the during our recruitment drive, we used to receive almost 60-70 CVs on a daily basis that we have to screen. How do I screen a CV? So the only criteria that we used to see was, does this person or ABCD? We used to spend not more than 2-3 minutes on a CV. Some CV, if we do feel that it's a better CV, we used to spend 4-5 minutes maybe. Okay. We used to give benefit of doubt to the candidates who had this kind of qualifications on their CV, CMA, CPA, CFA. Okay. So how do I stand out? Qualification can be a game changer. Certification like CMA can be a game changer. So having a CMA on your CV, okay, will automatically help you move out from a very long queue of candidates to a shorter queue of candidates. Okay, that's why CMA, I think, would help you get into the corporate life much faster than others. So professionals who want to work in management and be proficient in the financial aspects of their management role. So there are people who are in finance, but they want to augment their career. They want to get some more knowledge, okay, or their information that they had because of by virtue of their age or whatever. I know we had a student in EduPristine was almost at the fag end of his career, about almost 55, 54, 55 years old. He was almost 3, 4 years into his retirement, away from his retirement. But he decided to do CMA just for the simple reason that he want to get that professional certification and he wanted that knowledge. Okay. So professionals, again, irrespective of their age or irrespective of their position, irrespective of their ability to understand finance, this will certainly, CMA knowledge will certainly augment their careers as well, their body of knowledge also, existing body of knowledge. So people who want to demonstrate professional expertise in financial planning, analysis, control, decision support, and professional ethics. So for the roles that are specifically carved out for CMAs, I think people can do CMA to just fit themselves into those particular roles. And people who want to distinguish themselves as management ready without having to go through an MBA. I mean, imagine an MBA who has to go through 4 or 5 years of rigorous training. Again, nothing to take away from MBAs. Okay, but if you are an MBA from some of the reputed colleges, then you are really considered as capable. But there are sundry colleges here and there nowadays, which are churning out not so good quality management graduates. So CMA, by the value that a CMA would bring to table, is his knowledge, his ability to understand finance. Okay, that's why vis-a-vis an MBA, the payback on CA for CMA is far more superior than an MBA. The amount of money that a person would spend on MBA would be huge. Okay, for a CMA, again, it's a reasonable amount of money, but you are able to finish it within 1 year and you are management ready within a year. So that's the great benefit that a CMA would have. So there are some examples of the recruitments or some companies who are advertising their positions for CMA specifically. So 10 years before, 10, 15 years before, CMAs typically, US-CMAs typically did not find any mention in the placements. Okay, they were looking only for Indian qualification, but now US-CMA in India also is being recognized by organizations. And typically, all the US companies who are setting up base in India are looking for CMAs, US-CMAs. Okay, so Amazon, this is an example. They have a good setup in India as well. So they are looking for CMAs. They are a bit old. CMA as a qualification or a profession is being recognized by some of the leading magazines in across India as well as across the globe. So Forbes recently had this article about women in accounting and CMA in general. Okay, and talking about EduPristine and Becker, Becker is by far the most advanced, the best education provider, CMA course providers across the globe. They have been in existence for the last 50, 60 years, and they have been doing this very successfully across the globe for very long period of time, far more period of time than most of the others. Okay, there are a lot of CMA providers nowadays, but I think Becker stands out just because, not just because they have been the oldest, but because the kind of content that they provide to the students of CMAs, which almost assures the students, if they follow that path rigorously and religiously, then there is no reason why a student will not clear the examination in first attempt within a year. Okay. So Becker Professional Education is a global leader in quality professional education, empowering people to advance their career for more than 60 plus years. 60 plus years, mind you, that's not a small time. Nowadays, organizations start and within 5, 6 years they fold up. Becker has been doing this for 60 plus years, which is a massive, massive, massive number. Okay, we work in partnership with our clients and students to give you the skills and knowledge you need to succeed and develop in today's business climate. Becker's approach to CMA review focuses on deep understanding and retention versus rote memorization, so you can focus your studying and score high on your exams. To help you succeed on exam day, Becker's CMA exam review provides an array of study options to ensure no surprises on exam day. So the quality of the review material that is provided by Becker to you, if you keep doing that repeatedly, daily, every day, till the time of your exam, I think you are automatically acclimatized for the exam day. Okay. The moment you go and sit on the day of exam in front of the computer, your exam would be very similar, or it will have you are better equipped than other candidates to answer the questions if you are doing Becker course. And I'm not exaggerating this any at all. It's my personal experience, and since the time that I have been in the industry also, I've seen students of Becker are far superior than others. Okay, they clear the exam much faster. Okay, so legacy of learning for a lifetime of success. 1 million candidates have prepared with Becker. 1 million is not a small number, my friends. The top 100 accounting firms rely on Becker for their staff exam. That means almost 80-90% of the entire profession is already covered with top 100 accounting firms. 2,900 accounting firms, corporate alliances, government agencies, and universities choose Becker, which is the entire population, the finance ecosystem. So there is hardly anybody who would not have, or Baker would not have touched that guy or that professional. Okay. Baker's offering with Baker CMA review, you get a study format that fits your lifestyle and work schedule. The comprehensive components allow preparation that ensures no surprises on the exam day. There is a hard copy textbook. There is an ebook also for those who are more comfortable on iPads or on laptop. 24 months of software success. So you don't need 24 months. Trust me, you should be able to finish it within a year. 2,500 plus multiple choice questions, which is massive number. 2,500. If you do that 2,500 multiple choice questions every day, okay, and multiple times, okay, there is no reason why you will not clear the CMA exam quickly. There are 70 essay practice questions. So the exam is broken down into MCQs and essay questions. So essay questions, if you clear MCQs, okay, then only essay questions will appear in the examination. If you do not have enough marks in the MCQs, you will not get the essay question. Those are the simulations. Okay. So you get enough practice on simulation. Most of the other providers do not have enough content for those simulations. For 500 digital flashcards, you need to start writing. Okay. Baker will provide you with ready flashcards for your studies to augment your studies whenever you have 5-minute break, 2-minute break, 10-minute break. You have to make good use of those digital flashcards, and you have to create your own flashcards which you can carry in your pocket at any point of time. You should start writing as much as possible. Writing will help you or enable your studies far more better than you would imagine. Okay. There is a mock test almost like exactly the way it will appear in the exam. You will have a mock test. You can, and it will be reviewed, evaluated by real professors. Comprehensive progress test. You can keep taking yourself, you can keep judging yourself by taking some tests at frequent intervals. There are good exam tips about how do you approach a particular type of questions. If you do not know the answer, how do you approach the answer? How do you do the elimination? All of these things, exam tips would be provided to you. And there is a comprehensive study planner. So you should decide on from day A, from what day to what day you are going to spend on financial statement analysis, ratio analysis, or there is a comprehensive study planner. Okay, you need to use that study planner to the best of your advantage, so that, and follow it. Just mere planning may not be of good use. Execution is the key. Okay, and then there would be quiz assessments. You, after study of each chapter, you will be able to take a quiz on the same topics to judge your understanding of the topic. EduPristine has been associated with Becker. They are the premium course provider for Becker course material. So there are live classes in India. There are live virtual classrooms now. Because of Corona pandemic, most of the classroom live classes in India have moved into virtual classrooms. But again, it's like this real person talking to real students. Okay. Only thing is they are on the network, on the net. Access to recordings and practice questions. So whatever has happened in the classrooms will be available for you to evaluate, to study, to understand, to refresh yourself from the recordings from the classroom. And there is after sales service also. So if you have any questions about CMA, your eligibility, how should you approach? If you have any questions, there are faculties who would provide you with all the information. There are faculties who would solve your questions, help you in solving your the questions. So that kind of service is also provided to you as a part of your course offering. Classroom training, 175 plus hours, 30 weeks of instructor led classroom training, 24/7 online access to program material, industry expert faculty members. So you will not have non-professionals taking classes for you. Okay, taking training, providing training to you. You will have industry experts who are qualified, CPAs, CMAs, to take classes. Access to 125 plus hours of exclusive recording. So this is what is happens in the classroom, live classroom. Okay. Similarly, in virtual classroom, 175 hours of live online training. Okay. Industry, again, same industry expert faculty, 175 hours of exclusive recording, 24/7 online access to program material. These are the fees for the course. For training fees in the classroom, the coaching fees is 1 lakh rupees. Okay. Um, this happens on this happens for 7 to 8 months every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Rigorous training. Online, now most of the students prefer online because of the corona pandemic. So 85,000 rupees is the fees. 7 to 8 months, Saturday to Sunday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. So it's weekend batches. If you don't want to go for live training, or if you don't want to go for classroom training, you can just avail the textbooks that will cost you 37,000. Apart from the training fees, you have to pay fees to IMA also for annual membership. So they have two categories. One is the professional category and the other is the student category. So for professionals, the fees are high, and for students, the fees are very low. Okay. So annual membership is $245. Student fees is $39. Entrance fees $250. Student fees $188. And CMA exam fee per part $415 per part and $311 per part. Okay. So generally, most of the times, IMA does offer a lot of discount during a particular period. Okay. EduPristine will provide you with all the information about when that offers would be available to you. Okay. So that offer could be almost 10 to 50% of the IMA first year membership fee, entrance fee, and the exam fee. So many students have taken the benefit of this reduced pricing. And that is, so you can plan your, again, the fees are uh, not very steep also, considering the payback, considering the kind of opportunities that are available to CMAs after their studies. Again, there are, I mean, you can evaluate this, you can ponder over this. The bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low prices is forgotten. So just, I have seen personally that many students have taken, just to save some money, they have taken courses from some other service providers also. But they have come back to Becker. So it's many times that poor quality will remain long after the sweetness of low price. So you might get something at a deep discount, but again, remember, uh, it may not be up to the mark. Okay. So anyways, thank you very much. So this is all about the course. If you have any specific questions, feel free to ask. Just post your questions in the Q&A, and so just post your questions in the Q&A. Okay, let me just allow somebody. So Rahul Mahesh would like to talk. So Rahul, I have allowed you to talk. You can unmute yourself and ask.
Uh,
Yes, Rahul.
Sir, I want to ask what is the
Your voice is breaking, Rahul. Your voice is cracking a lot.
Hello, sir. Am I audible now?
Yes, better.
Sir, what is the difference between the entrance fee and the annual membership fee?
So, okay. Entrance fee and annual membership fee are two different fees which are charged by IMA. Membership is for becoming a member of the CMA profession. And entrance fee is just the first time when you get into the professional body, you have to pay that fee. So that is one time. Annual membership fee is recurring fees. Okay, one is a one-time fee and one is recurring fee. One is called, you can call entrance fee as a joining fee, and membership fee as a recurring fee that you have to pay to the profession every year to be continue to be a member. Okay.
Okay. So it's like after we become a CMA.
No, this is even for student also, you have to pay the membership fee. For students also, there is an entrance fee. Okay. So not just after you become a CMA, but once you want to become a CMA and you decide that you want to take exam, you have to pay the fees.
And it's every year, so we need to pay every year.
Annual fees, annual membership fees every year. The other two fees are only one time.
I mean, so the lifetime we need to pay the annual fee.
Yes. That is true for every professional body. Take AICPA, take Indian Chartered Accountancy course, take whichever professional body you decide, you have to pay the annual membership fees every year.
Okay. And so secondly, how do we get the job? I mean, like the placement via CMA Institute. Is there any kind of forum?
Yeah, there is a there is a career building tool that is available to you, which you can use. Plus, CMA will provide you with a lot of information about the new openings that are being. So many companies approach EduPristine also for the openings in their organization for CMA. So you will get a lot of information from there. But the biggest information is your own search. After you just go today itself after the class, you can go on online and search in say Indeed.com or on LinkedIn, for example, or on some other job portals as to the demand for CMA. Just type CMA, fresher CMA, 2 years experience, CMA, 5 years experience, and you will see the kind of job that are being that are available to you. So after becoming a CMA, technically, you don't need anybody's help. You are on your own. You will be able to get yourself a good job. Okay.
I mean, so okay, so
But
CMA
yes,
has
there
its
are other forums provided by EduPristine and provided by IMA also, where you can get good information about job.
right. So
Nobody
CMA
will
has a
guarantee.
global value.
Nobody will guarantee a job, because getting a job is a function of multiple things. But education is one of the best things that you can have if you want to get a good job. Okay, if you have that good education, then organizations will give you all the benefit of doubt. Okay, but ultimately the performance will be on the candidate. How the candidate will perform in the job is up to him. Okay.
Right. So CMA has a global value.
Of course, it is. It is.
Right. And then, sir, if someone has a past experience,
Hmm.
so does it be taken as a counted?
For what?
I mean, like somebody has a past experience, and then after some kind of experience, someone start the CMA. So the past experience will count.
Yes. Past experience in finance certainly will be counted.
Yes. Okay. So
Yes.
is it a kind of like?
Sorry.
So is there a kind of training, like just like in Indian CMA, you need to go through a 3 years of training. So what about the US CMA? Is there a kind of
US-CMA
training?
also 2 years of relevant work experience is necessary for you to become a member of, to get an IMA, to be a member of IMA post qualification.
And the past experience will
Yes, it will be counted. It will be counted. It will be counted.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So you can mute yourself. Anybody else who wants to ask? Okay, there is one question. Can you please share this presentation on our email? So I will ask somebody. So this will be available on YouTube. This will be available on YouTube. So these are live classes. These are live webinars. So you can also always check this on YouTube. But I will also inform the EduPristine admin if they can share this to you guys. Okay. Any other question, my friends? Ask. I mean, if you have any question, do not hesitate to ask those questions. Feel free to ask whatever question that you might have. Okay. For me, education has been a different has been a game changer, and I have for last 6-7 years I have been teaching students across right from undergrad students to professional students. Okay. MBA students as well, and to BCom students. Education is a game changer. The more you educate yourself, the better it is. Okay. There is absolutely you will have a very different life post you qualify. Okay. I'm a first undergraduate student pursuing BAF. When should I start? Should I do MCom along with CMA. Yeah, you can do MCOM along with CMA. No worries at all. You can start preparing. So the moment you get into the second year of your college, you can start preparation for CMA. So I remember last batch we had 4 or 5 students who were doing business analysis or what a finance courses, and they were doing it simultaneously. Now colleges have started doing this course, integrated course, right from first year. So no harm. Earlier you start, better it is. Okay. So you should, if you are planning to do CMA, you can do right away. If you are in second year, you can start right away. So you'll have enough time for preparation as well. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions, my friends? Any other questions? So all right, so let's stop here, and I really thank you all for participating in this webinar. I will only urge you and say this as I've repeated it multiple times during this hour-long session. Education can be a game changer. CMA will certainly be a life changer for you. It will take or propel you into a different orbit altogether. And explore yourself. It will give you the privilege, it will give you the liberty to decide your career path. And that's extremely important. Many people who get stuck up in their midlife crisis or midlife careers, I think this course has been a boon to many of those people who have taken their career to a different trajectory altogether. Okay, let's see one question. Is CMA US better or MBA from top B school? Again, both are at par. Again, the time that is required for an MBA, I would not take away anything from an MBA. I have the greatest amount of respect for MBAs also. Again, as I said, education can be a game changer. If you are taking MBA from, say, IIM, for example, I would certainly request you to, yes, go for IIM Ahmedabad, go for IIM Calcutta, go for XLRI, go for ISB. No doubt about the kind of courses that are provided by IIMs or Narsi Munjis of the world. I think they are far superior. They are they are great careers. They are great courses, no doubt. But the time that you would spend typically on an MBA course vis-a-vis a CMA course would be far more different. The amount of money that you would spend on an MBA course vis-a-vis a CMA course would be far different. And the career paths for both CMA and MBA would be very different. So you decide whether you want to be in the core finance, core action where core decisions are taken vis-a-vis MBAs who are more generic in nature. They are very knowledgeable, no doubt about that. I have worked with some of the best MBAs and some of the MBAs from best of the colleges across the globe. So you decide your career path. Okay, you have to make a choice. A CMA with a MBA from IIM, I think the kind of value that would be attracted. Don't stop only at CMA or don't stop only at MBA. If you finish your MBA, start looking at something very core knowledge. MBA is more generic knowledge, CMA is more focused knowledge. Okay, so both bodies of knowledge, when they come together, that will be a deadly combination. I myself, I am an engineer as well as a CA and a CPA. I still continue to educate myself. Although I have taken active retirement from corporate life, but I still continue to learn myself. Last year, I decided that I have appeared for the MBA entrance exams also. I have appeared for the net set exams also. So education should not be a bar. Your learning should not stop. Education is just a, what do you call, a carrot in your hand. Of course, that is very necessary when you go out in the job market. But what matters is your learning. If you become an MBA, great. If you become an MBA plus a CMA, terrific. If you become an MBA plus CMA plus something, awesome, right? You will move from one long queue to a shorter queue, and that's how you will get into niche skills. Just as an example, I mean, go to any, for example, any bank, for example, you look at most of the fund managers. Okay, what are the kind of qualifications that they have? They will not only be with CMA, they will have a CMA, CPA, CFA, or they will have an MBA, they will have MBA arts, or they will have diverse qualifications. Okay, One qualification may not be sufficient in this world. You need to equip yourself with some of the best qualifications from multiple streams. Okay. So I would say MBA is also good. CMA is also good. CMA plus MBA would be terrific. Okay. So learning should not stop. Learning should continuously happen. Learning should continuously, it's an evolution process. Humanity has been learning right since they have evolved, right? Today, what we are as a result of learning that has happened over millions of years in the past. What will happen in the next future also would be a learning and an evolutionary process. In our lifetime, at least, we need to make sure that we keep learning, we keep learning, we keep learning. Okay. So, anyways, guys, thank you very much for your time, and I wish you all the best. Take your careers in your control. Use this course as an accelerator to your career and as a life-changing opportunity. Okay. So let's stop here. Okay. If anybody have any question, just ping me. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. You have a good weekend and stay safe, stay home. Okay. It's a very difficult time that we are going through. Use this time for the best of your abilities. Okay. Thank you. I'm just stopping the sharing. I'll end the meeting now. Thank you.